I am big. I am so big. I am big. I am so big. I am big. I am so big. I am big. I am so big.
In the vast, snowy land of HowlStrom, under the never-ending night sky of the Arctic, shining with the beautiful lights of the aurora, our adventure with Kiba Snowpaw begins. This is a tale about fighting through tough times, standing strong, and trying to change a future that seems already decided. HowlStrom is more than just a snowy place. It's filled with magic, where the night is never completely dark, thanks to the colorful lights dancing in the sky. It's a world of mystery, home to creatures of legend and tales of heroes and villains. At the heart of this story is Kiba Snowpaw, not your average ice wolf. He's unique, with fur that sparkles as if made of ice magic itself, catching the light and making him stand out against the snow. On his forehead sits a bright star, glowing with an ice blue light that hints at his strong magic inside. His eyes, deep blue as the ocean, seem to hold secrets and power, adding to his mysterious hero vibe. The ice alpha tattoo on his shoulder, surrounded by glowing scars, tells a story of his battles and courage. There he stands, in the middle of the snowy world, looking like he's ready to take on anything, a true leader with the wisdom of the... Before the adventure kicks off, Kiba stands there, thinking and feeling the weight of his destiny. He knows he's different, and he's felt the sting of not fitting in. But he's also proud of what he's overcome and the strength he's found in himself. He's ready to show the world his power and prove that he can be an alpha, change his fate, and lead his pack to a better future. In this quiet moment, under the glowing aurora, Kiba is determined, ready to face whatever comes his way with a brave heart. This is where his journey begins, a path filled with challenges, magic, and the chance to become the hero he's meant to be. At just 10 years old, Kiba felt the weight of the world on his small shoulders. His own family looked at him, not with pride but with disappointment, seeing him as the weakest link in the proud chain of their clan. This rejection wasn't just silent, it was loud and painful. Even his dad, who was supposed to protect him, was part of the pain, adding to the harshness of his days with beatings. Many times, Kiba thought about running away. He figured the cold of the outside world and the hunger might be kinder than the cruelty he faced at home. But he was just a pup, scared and alone, too frightened to step into the vast unknown of HowlStrom. In his mind, Kiba was always battling. He felt like he was drowning in a sea of darkness. Every mean word, every laugh from the others felt like a punch, not just to his body, but to his soul. Yet, every blow, every harsh word, instead of breaking him, only made his resolve stronger. He began to feel as tough and unbreakable as the ice he wished he could master. Being pushed around, laughed at, and looked down upon made Kiba feel like an outsider in his own home. His daily struggles became a source of amusement for those who thrived in the harsh conditions of HowlStrom, making his life a constant battle for respect and a fight against a destiny that seemed to have marked him for failure. Yet, deep inside Kiba, a hidden strength was brewing. Despite his current weakness, he felt a powerful connection to the ice magic of his homeland, a power that was just waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. His journey from the depths of despair to becoming a mighty figure in the clan would be a testament to the resilience of his spirit. It's a reminder that even in the most frigid hearts, there is potential for growth and warmth. Kiba's story was not just about overcoming obstacles. It was about transformation, about standing up to challenge the norms of his world and forging a new path for himself and others. The turning point came when he was forcibly removed from the Ice Wolf clan. This act of banishment was as cold as the ice that surrounded them, carried out by those he had grown up with, those he once considered family. It wasn't just a verbal dismissal, it was physical, with beatings that left him wounded both outside and in. This harsh treatment made it clear they wanted nothing to do with him. In these moments, Kiba's mind was a whirlwind of fear, anger, and a growing determination. Despite the fear that clung to him like a shadow, A part of him began to see this as a chance to escape the pain, to find a place where he could grow strong and prove them all wrong. The thought of leaving was scary, but staying was becoming impossible. With every hurtful action, the idea of leaving and proving his worth, of showing them he was more than they believed, became less of a distant dream and more of a necessary reality. It's been about 4 or 5 years now. Kiba kind of lost count. He noticed something cool though. The stronger his magic got, the bluer his eyes became. He could see the change every time he looked at his reflection in ice or water. Just a few days ago, something weird happened. He was super tired, more than usual. And when he woke up, there was this bright star glowing with an ice blue light right on his forehead. What does this mean? He felt stronger, way stronger than ever before. And every time he used his magic, he could feel the star getting warm, like it was pulling magic from somewhere. Kiba didn't know what this was all about, but he sure liked it. Every day, Kiba felt his power growing. Remembering how his family had treated him made him even more determined to show them they were wrong. He didn't just want to be any leader. He wanted to be different. He wanted to lead not just with strength, but with smarts and kindness. Not like the mean leaders who had... But Kiba knew if he was going to change things, he needed his own team. He believed that real power came from working together, from being loyal and respectful to each other. So he started looking for others like him, those who had been through tough. He wanted them to join him and create something new together. I can't really remember how long it's been, 8 years or maybe 10. I've been in more fights than I ever wanted, and my magic's gotten super strong. But one day, everything just changed. It felt like something clicked inside me, and this tattoo on my right arm lit up as if magic was coming out of it. And somehow I just knew. I don't know how, but I knew. I could now use arcane powers, which is like the top-level magic you can get. I started laughing like a crazy wolf, thinking about how funny it all was. A wolf everyone thought was weak now has the highest level of ice magic you can get, and all in just 10 years. If they could see me now, I thought. But after a while, my laughter turned into crying, thinking about how badly they treated me for no reason. If they only knew. It's been tough, really tough. Out here in the snow, fighting battle after battle, I've had to learn a lot and fast. But this tattoo, and the new powers it brought, it's like I've hit a jackpot I didn't even know existed. Now with arcane ice magic at my fingertips, I feel unstoppable. This magic isn't just about making things cold. It's like I'm pulling the chills straight from the air, making ice that's colder and sharper than anything before. Ice magic comes in different types, but now I can mix them up, use them in ways no one else can. I can freeze stuff so cold it makes everything else seem warm. And when I mix my ice with snow or wind magic, it's like setting up a trap no one can escape, turning the ground itself into a weapon against anyone who tries to mess with me. Learning all this, getting this strong, it's been a journey. Every fight teaches me something new, shows me another way to use my powers. But knowing that I've got something this powerful at my command, it's bittersweet. Yeah, I'm stronger than I ever thought I could be, but remembering how everyone saw me, treated me like I was nothing, it hurt. If they knew what I can do now, would they still look at me the same way? Would they regret how they treated me? It doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm not that weak pup anymore. I've got arcane ice magic, and I'm going to use it to carve my own path. No one's going to look down on me again. Kiba has been through a lot of fights and tough spots, but with each one, he got way better at using his ice magic. He can make ice spears that look cool and are super sharp walls of ice that nothing can get through, and huge snowstorms that confuse and beat his enemies. All these wins made him super good with magic, like he was part of nature itself. But Kiba wanted more than just being great at magic. He wanted to show his old clan and everyone else that being strong isn't just about how much power you have. It's about who you are inside and the friends you make along the way. He dreamed of changing things in HowlStrom, making a place where the leader is kind and smart and everyone sticks together because they want to, not because they're scared. Kiba's story, after winning so many battles and becoming awesome at using arcane ice, gives everyone hope. It's a sign that things are changing, that there's a new way to lead and be strong together. Kiba's leading the way into a new time where ice wolves stick together with respect and loyalty. In the wild and scary lands of HowlStrom, Kiba Snowpaw came face to face with a huge, scary bear, the kind you only hear about in spooky stories. This bear was covered in fur as dark as the night and had glowing red eyes that looked. People said this bear used to be good but got cursed by a bad magic guy, making it cause trouble and hurt everywhere it went. Finally, it ran into Kiba. Fighting this bear, Kiba's head was full of thoughts and feelings. Every move he made wasn't just about fighting. It felt like he was also fighting the bad stuff from his past. This bear, all twisted and mean, reminded him of the bad leaders in his own family, using fear to control everyone, just like the magic guy did to the bear. Battling this bear felt like battling the mean stuff he had to deal with growing up, making him remember the times he felt alone and picked on. But in this fight, Kiba's special ice magic really came through. This wasn't just any ice magic. It was arcane ice, super powerful and connected to the deep magic of the world. It let Kiba use the winter itself to fight, turning his feelings and will into ice that could slow down and weaken the bear. The big moment in their fight was when Kiba made a spear out of ice, shining with the colors of the northern lights. This wasn't just a regular ice spell. It was all his feelings and determination turned into a weapon. When he hit the bear with this ice spear, it wasn't just about winning the fight. It was about Kiba showing he was over the bad stuff from his past and that he wasn't going to let those shadows control him anymore. After beating the big, scary bear, Kiba felt a rush like never before. He could almost feel the magic zooming through his body, making him feel super strong. But what happened next was something he didn't expect. For the next 3 days, Kiba followed tracks that led him to another clan. He let them catch him on purpose because he noticed something odd. The hunters of this clan didn't look as tough as the ones from his old clan when he was a little pup. He was curious about this new clan and felt confident he could escape if things got bad. But what he saw in this new clan shocked him. It was a mess. Wolves were starving, some looked hurt, and it was clear they were suffering. When Kiba saw the alpha, everything made sense. This alpha acted more like a greedy king that he hogged all the food for himself and treated the female wolves horribly, using them just for fun. Kiba couldn't stand it. He felt so angry, his blood turned ice cold. He pushed the hunters aside easily and walked straight up to the alpha, challenging him to a fight to the death. The alpha and his rule over the clan were a nightmare. He was strong, sure, but he used his power to bully and control, not to lead or help. He made life miserable for everyone in the clan, thinking only of himself. This was the kind of thing Kiba hated the most, and he knew he had to do something about it. Kiba's challenge to the alpha wasn't just about proving who was stronger. It was about standing up to a bully. Kiba had grown a lot since the days he was picked on for being weak, and now he had the chance to use his strength and magic for something good. He wanted to show this clan that being a leader means caring for your pack, not scaring them into doing what you want. The fight with the alpha wasn't just any fight. It was a battle for what was right. Kiba was ready to use all his magic and everything he had learned to put an end to the alpha's cruel rule. A huge fight was about to happen. Kiba Snowpaw stood face to face with the alpha, a big, mean leader who scared everyone. This alpha was strong and scary, thinking he could push everyone around because he was the boss. But Kiba, even though he was once seen as the weak one, was now ready to show he was not the same scared pup anymore. Kiba felt a lot of things looking at the alpha. He saw all the bad stuff from his past, like being picked out and feeling alone. But this alpha was even worse. He treated the female wolves really badly, just for his own fun, and that made Kiba super mad. He thought about all the pain and sadness he had felt because of bullies like the alpha. Kiba decided he couldn't let this go on. He took all those feelings, the hurt, the anger, the sadness, and pushed them into his magic. The fight started and it was intense. Kiba moved fast, dodging and striking back. He wasn't just fighting. He was using his special ice magic in ways he had never done before. He made sharp ice spears and big walls of ice to protect himself and attack the alpha. It was like he was pulling the cold and the power of winter itself to fight with him. But even with all this, Kiba felt like the fight wasn't hard enough. He was looking for a real challenge, something to push him and show how strong he had become. So he decided to end it. He used all his magic to make a giant ice spear, shining with the colors of the northern lights. This wasn't just any ice spell. It was all of Kiba's will and power in one big attack. When Kiba threw the spear at the alpha, it was like the whole world stopped for a second. The spear hit the alpha right in the heart, and just like that, the fight was over. The alpha fell, and everything was quiet. Kiba had won, but it wasn't about winning a fight. It was about standing up to someone who was being cruel and showing that you can't push people around just because you're the boss. After the fight, Kiba didn't just walk away. He stood there, knowing he had changed things. He didn't fight just for himself. He fought for everyone who had been scared or hurt by the alpha. Now the clan could start over, with no more fear and no more bullies. Kiba showed them that being strong isn't about making others feel small. It's about standing up for what's right and protecting each other. When Kiba Snowpaw took over as the new alpha, it wasn't just about winning a big fight. It was his chance to start something new and better. He wanted his pack to live in a place where no one was scared or pushed around, but instead, where everyone stuck together and respected each other. Kiba's time as leader was like a fresh start, bringing good times and strength to the pack, all based on being fair, kind, and brave. His story turned into a symbol of hope in the cold, tough world of HowlStrom, showing everyone that sticking through hard times and dreaming big can really pay off. Becoming the alpha was a big deal for Kiba, and he quickly realized it was tougher and lonelier than he ever imagined. He thought being a leader meant having power and bringing everyone together, but it also meant he had to always be on the lookout and ready to protect his pack from any danger. He was like a big shield, keeping his pack safe and trying to heal the hurt and fear left behind by the old, mean leaders. As the new alpha, Kiba had a lot on his mind. He remembered how tough things were for him, being picked on and feeling all alone. Now, he was in charge, and he didn't want anyone else to feel that way. He thought a lot about how to make life better for his pack. He wanted to make sure they had enough to eat, a safe place to live, and that everyone was treated fairly. It was important to him that the pack felt like a family, where everyone looked out for each other. But even with all these good ideas, Kiba sometimes felt lonely. Being the alpha meant he had to make hard decisions and couldn't always join in the fun with the rest of the pack. He spent a lot of time thinking about how to protect his pack from the wild animals and bad weather of HowlStrom. He also had to figure out how to deal with other packs that might not be friendly. All of this was a lot to carry, but Kiba was determined to be a good leader. Kiba's biggest dream was to make the Ice Wolf clan a place where everyone felt welcome and valued, no matter how strong or skilled they were with magic. He remembered how it felt to be seen as the weakest one, and he never wanted anyone in his pack to feel that way. He spent a lot of time teaching the younger wolves and helping them find their own strengths. He knew that everyone had something special to offer, and he wanted to make sure they all had the chance to shine. Kiba's journey from being the one everyone doubted to becoming a respected alpha was full of ups and downs. But through it all, he kept focusing on what he believed was right. He used his powers not just to fight, but to build a better home. He showed that being strong isn't just about how much power you have, but about how you use it to help others. Kiba Snowpaw had big dreams for his pack, dreams that reached far beyond just getting by. He imagined a future where they all lived in a place full of food and water, a nice change from the tough times they were used. There was also this huge, scary beast living not too far from them, making it super important for them to move somewhere safer and better. Kiba knew if they were going to move to this awesome new place, they all needed to be strong and ready for whatever came their way. Being the alpha meant Kiba was the leader, but for him, it was about more than just showing he was the boss. He wanted to start something that would last a long time, something that would show everyone a new way to be together. He saw a future where everyone helped each other out, stood by each other, and grew stronger together. As Kiba worked on making this dream real, his story turned into one about changing not just himself, but the whole pack. They were all on a big adventure to find their new home, with Kiba leading the way, using his smarts and strength to guide them. When Kiba became the alpha, it was like a fresh start for everyone. Before he came along, the place they lived was pretty scary. The wolf in charge before Kiba cared only about himself, making everyone else's life hard, and he was all about power and didn't care about anyone else. That bad time made everyone feel alone and forget how strong they could be together. But Kiba was different. He didn't want anyone to be scared or feel alone. He remembered what it was like to be left out and made fun of, and he didn't want that for his pack. He spent a lot of time thinking about how to make things better. He wanted everyone to have enough food, a safe place to sleep, and to feel like they were part of a big family that looked out for each other. Kiba's leadership marked the dawn of a new era. Recognizing the potential within his pack, Kiba sought to empower each member, focusing particularly on those with untapped ice magic abilities. He instilled in them the belief that true strength was not a matter of brute force, but the creative and wise application of their powers. Through patient mentorship, Kiba nurtured their abilities, transforming even the faintest spark of magic into a blaze of capability and confidence. This approach not only bolstered the pack's defensive capabilities, but also rekindled a sense of pride and self-worth among its members. Kiba's ultimate goal was to prepare the pack for the journey ahead, ensuring they were not solely reliant on his leadership, but were capable and self-sufficient. He emphasized the development of individual skills and the strengthening of communal bonds, creating a pack that could operate as a cohesive unit, with or without his direct intervention. This preparation involved rigorous training sessions, both in combat and in harnessing their ice magic, to ensure every member could contribute to the pack's safety and prosperity. Kiba's tenure as Alpha was a testament to the transformative power of empathetic leadership. He had turned a once downtrodden and fragmented pack into a unified and formidable force. As they prepared for the journey to their new home, Kiba's leadership and the pack's newfound strength promised a future where they could stand against any challenge, united by bonds of respect, loyalty, and mutual support. Kiba's legacy was shaping up not just as a tale of power, but as a story of redemption, unity, and the unyielding quest for a place where they could all truly belong. With Kiba Snowpaw stepping up as Alpha, it was like a whole new chapter began for the pack. He saw something special in every member of his pack, especially those who hadn't yet discovered their full magic powers. Kiba believed being strong wasn't just about how hard you could hit, but about using what you've got in smart and creative ways. He was like a patient teacher, helping everyone get better, turning even the smallest hint of magic into something amazing. This didn't just make the pack stronger in fights. It made everyone feel good about themselves, like they were all important and capable. Kiba had a big plan. He wanted to make sure his pack was ready for anything, not just waiting around for him to tell them what to do. He worked on teaching them all sorts of skills and making sure they knew how to work together like a well-oiled machine. He set up tough training for them, teaching them how to fight and how to use their ice magic better, so everyone had something they could do to keep the pack safe and happy. Being the Alpha was a huge deal for Kiba. He changed the pack from a group that was kind of lost and not getting along into a team that was strong and stuck together. They were getting ready to find a new place to live, a place that would be better and safer than. Thanks to Kiba's way of leading and the hard work of the pack, they felt like they could take on the world as long as they stayed together and supported each other. Kiba's name was going to be remembered not just for being a powerful wolf, but for bringing everyone together and finding a new home where they could all be happy. Kiba's journey to becoming alpha was full of ups and downs. In the beginning, he had a lot of doubts. He remembered how tough it was growing up, feeling left out, and not fitting in. Now that he was the leader, he wanted to make sure no one else felt that way. He thought a lot about how to make life in the pack better for everyone. He wanted to make sure they had plenty of food, a safe place to sleep, and that everyone got along. It was really important to him that the pack felt like a big family where everyone cared about each other. But sometimes, Kiba felt lonely. Being in charge meant he had to make all the hard choices and couldn't always hang out and have fun with the others. He worried a lot about keeping everyone safe from the dangers outside, like other animals and bad weather. He also had to think about how to deal with other packs that might not be so friendly. It was a lot to handle, but Kiba was ready to do whatever it took to be a good alpha. One of Kiba's biggest dreams was to make the Ice Wolf clan a welcoming place for everyone, no matter how strong they were or how good they were at using magic. He didn't want anyone to feel left out or weak like he had when he was younger. He spent a lot of time with the younger wolves, teaching them and helping them find what they were good at. Kiba believed every wolf had something special about them, and he wanted to give them all a chance to show it. Through all the challenges, Kiba kept focusing on what he believed was right. He didn't just use his powers to win fights. He used them to build a better home for his pack. He showed that being strong isn't just about having power. It's about how you use that power to make life better for everyone. Kiba Snowpaw's leadership didn't just change the Ice Wolf clan. It set a new standard for what it means to be strong and compassionate, inspiring others to work together and dream of a brighter future.